Welcome to Stabby Time.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
It's all true. The boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to Stabby Time. This is your host, LaZombie, and I'm back. All right. We took a little bit of a break so we could organize the show. I could make it more entertaining. I have a list of guests that are going to be coming in, so I cannot wait. I hope you guys can't wait either. So today, we're going to review Undertone by A24. I'm going to be completely honest. So I was like not too thrilled about this movie. I was hearing some bad reviews about it. I'm a little late to the game, but I went out to go see it. And what a surprise. What a surprise. I'm not going to get too deep into my thoughts yet, because right now we're going to go into the nitty gritty. We're going to be discussing what the fuck this movie is about. So it starts off with two characters. Well, I guess you could say three characters. Evie is the podcast host, the sister and the daughter of the very old lady that is dying in her house. And then you have Justin, who you don't see in the movie. He is just her co-host, her brother, but he is just verbal the whole movie. So you guys are not going to see him. But Evie's backstory here, her whole gist in the movie. So she lives with her very religious mother that is unresponsive and on her deathbed. She is a recovering alcoholic that has a podcast with her brother, which I just discussed. And then you have Justin, who lives with her dad overseas, is the one who started all this bullshit, by the way. Somebody sent him an email with LOL and an emote, and it had 10 attachments of audio, and he decided, hey, this seems legit. I'm just gonna press play. So lesson learned, folks, don't do that. That sounds like a horrible idea. So that is basically the backstory. You're not really knowing what's going on at first. You just see her mother and her going through all the stuff with being her caregiver and all that fun jazz with the nurses. This is what I don't miss. What I do miss when I have someone else on here, so I have time to drink. So I'm going to do a little video intro so you guys get a little just also forewarning. Spoiler alert. If you have not seen Undertone, pause this, go see the movie, and then come back. All right? I'm not responsible. I gave you the warning. All right? So let's go check out the intro to Overtone.
Do you hear something?
Welcome to the Undertone podcast, where we talk about all things creepy. I'm your in-house skeptic, Evie Babbage, and my believer co-host says he has a real treat for us today.
We're listening to 10 mysterious audio recordings from an anonymous email.
Oh my God. Are you implying there's hidden messages in it?
Let me play it back in reverse.
Play the next one.
That's it. And you know what? She deserves everything that comes to her. She's like, and play the next one. I think it's funny that there's so many podcasts doing a podcast about a movie about a podcast, but moving forward, so Evie and Justin get deeper into this married couple's story. That's who these tapes are about. The wife starts singing. So basically, what is these tapes are apparently this lady's husband sent in the tapes or did the tapes. We don't know who sent them. And he's trying to prove to his wife, hey, you talk in your sleep. And he's trying to record it. So this going on, they're getting deeper and deeper into what's actually happening here. So, the opening scene of the movie is just Evie singing a nursery rhyme to her sick mother. She's tucking her in, and that's it. And they start going into the podcast thing. So basically, the brother sends the sister Evie this email. He discusses how he shouldn't be clicking these links. Probably first hint, he shouldn't be fucking clicking these links, but he does. And they start playing these sound bites. And the sound bites are of the couple. And you could hear the husband being like, hey, like, I'm about to record my wife because she doesn't believe that she talks in her sleep. I feel like this usually is how this type of horror starts. Is someone doesn't believe, they do weird shit in their sleep, and it takes their significant other or friend to record them. And then we all get fucked in the long run because then something curse happens and we all get murdered because these two idiots needed to record. I would have been like, okay, that's what I do in my sleep. Whatever. We don't need evidence. I'm good. I'm totally fine. But yeah, so they start playing the clips, and as they're getting deeper into these sound bites, these MP3s, uh you could hear on, I believe, the second tape, the wife is walking and the husband is basically like recording, and all you hear is London Bridge, right? And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's a few tapes where they're just like fucking around. She finds a creepy doll, and the creepy doll kind of says something weird. And then they find out about like what this fucking doll is. It's a popular creepy doll. And then all of a sudden you hear this recording and you hear that the wife is playing a record of London Bridge is falling down, which even though they are like expecting, and so this couple is expecting a baby, I think that it's weird you have a record of London Bridge is falling down. But so is it, right? So they find out basically her brother, who is literally the guy who started it and the guy that tries to get her to stop this shit, which is fucking hilarious. He's like, wait, I don't know if we should be playing these tapes. Well, it's too late now. So he goes and they hear London Bridge and they're like, well, why is she playing London Bridge? That's very, very weird. And then her brother's like, well, did you know that apparently nursery rhymes are attached to this really fucked up lore? And I mean, it makes sense. I didn't look into it to see if it was real. What they're finding out about it is real. But I mean, if you really pay attention, it's Rockabye Baby on a treetop. You know, the baby's going to fall and die, blah, blah, blah. And then you have London Bridge is falling down. So all of a sudden she's Googling, right, as this podcast is going. And as she's Googling, you see these photos of these like kids in a circle, ring around a rosy, ashes to ashes until we fall down. And then you see like these kids are scared in the photos. It's fucking hilarious. But I know it's not meant to be hilarious. So they're getting into this, and the brother's like, you know what? Let's try to play the video, like the recording backwards, as one does. You know what I mean? Maybe he was a Mansonite or a Oz fan back in the day. So they go and they play it backwards, and they find out that it says Mike kill all. Okay. So they're like, Mike kill all. So that's the husband's name. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? So they're starting to really research into these messages in these children's songs. Evie becomes super disturbed and freaked out about this, even though she's the skeptic. But she finds out that the Baba Black Sheep that she was just literally singing her mom to sleep to is actually saying lick the blood off. which is creepy. Also makes no sense, but yeah. So apparently, Baba Black Sheep, if you play it backward, it said like lick the blood off. Um, which is just insane to me. As they get more into the recordings, so they go in order, and you gotta think there's 10, right? So they're at about like, I want to say 2 to 3, uh, until it starts hitting her a lot. And throughout this movie, by the way, you're gonna hear, I'm gonna do reviews. So throughout this movie, I mean, there's not a lot going on. Uh, you know what I mean? There's not a lot visually going on. But if you go and you listen to it in a theater that has great speakers and you're also neurodivergent, you're gonna be freaked the fuck out. I have not been scared of a movie in a long, long time. This movie, I had to actually cheat and look down so I wouldn't be watching the movie. Because the sounds were just freaking me out. It sounded like someone was talking behind you, on the side of you, above you. There was really no escaping that feeling of like you almost were like, should I be listening to this? I don't want to get fucking cursed. So it gets really, really intense as the fucking movie goes. So they get into researching all those children's songs and they're getting deep into these tapes. Well, as they get more into the recordings, Evie starts hearing and seeing things in her home. And what's really fucked up about this is she's hearing and seeing things as her mom is moving. Like her mom is dying. Like they already saw the nurse. The nurse is like she's gonna do some sort of death gurgle, and that's how you know she's dead. So like any day now, her mom is gonna die. This lady is not walking anywhere. She's not walking. So she is like in this dark fucking house, which by the way, if I wasn't on video, I would have the lights on here. Like I just don't understand. She could have turned the lights on, but she was in a house. She was just like audio recording. So she didn't have to be in a dark ass house, but she decided to, and I get it. Nothing. I mean, I think that movie is still scary if all the lights were on. Granted. So they get into the recordings, and as she's like in between these episodes, Evie finds out that she's pregnant. Right? So now she's just like fucking stressed out. She's dealing with her mom. She's got these weird tapes and she's starting to see shit with it and something is wrong and she's trying to find out. Also, she's a skeptic. You know what I mean? So she's going to go probably, I want to say, above and beyond a normal person when trying to figure out what the hell's happening. So she starts drinking again because she's like, fuck that. Maybe this will solve 2 problems. And she starts not sleeping. So now you could tell that she's like irritated, she's drunk, she's like messy. She goes out like with her boyfriend and some friends. She comes home and finds her mom like out laying on the floor. So she's just like guilt-ridden. She's fucking frustrated. And she just keeps telling her brother to play these damn tapes. So now they proceed. They play in more into the end of the tapes. They're getting into the nitty gritty of these tapes. And the next recording, all you hear is the husband waking up being like, hey, baby, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And you hear the wife screaming, Abby Zoo, or wherever the fuck it is. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Don't kill me. So it's ABYZOU. Abzu. It was something like that. And everyone's like, what the fuck? What's going on? So they stop the tapes and Evie starts scribbling, by the way, while this is happening. She's like nervously scribbling with fucking crayons as the podcast is proceeding. And they're trying to figure out who the fuck is this bitch? Who is this bitch? So I'm going to give you guys a clip of what these sounds sound like. And you could get a little bit of a feel of how creepy the setting is.
Jessa. Babe, are you alright?
Why are you looking at me like that?
What is happening?
Like, that should be your first sign to just stop. But yeah, I think at that point, the brother's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this. Like, we should not bother with this anymore. This is getting weird. And now basically Evie's like, no, we're in this bitch. Like, you sent these tapes to me. We're doing this. We're in it to win it. So they find out that the name that she is calling out, right, is a demon in a Mediterranean and European folklore who was said to cause miscarriages and drive mothers. I lost my place. There we go. To drive mothers to murder their children out of jealousy and because she herself is infertile. So this is what she does. She curses people. So now you know that Evie's pregnant, right? You know she's tired to take care of her mother. So I'm not even thinking about the mother. The only thing I'm thinking about is this bitch gonna get up again and like fucking walk around? Because that's scary as shit. But as they get into it, they find out all this shit about, you know, this demon. And Evie and Justin, obviously, asked their listeners to email them and that they're going to be taking calls on their next episode, which is going to be the last one, right? So now they're up to 9. Now they've gone to a part where they're figuring out what, you know, this married couple's trying to show them. And then they get to a part where they're playing around with a creepy doll and playing nursery rhymes. And now you're kind of like, okay, so she's playing nursery rhymes because I guess that the fucked up part of those nursery rhymes has something to do with this demon lady. So maybe these are past killings. Like, they don't really get into that part, but maybe that could be a possibility. Maybe these nursery rhymes were made because of incidences that happened because of that demon. You know what I mean? The baby is falling, ashes, ashes until we all fall down. You never know. I'm just saying, putting out there. But so the last podcast episode, once they play the last recording, people start calling in. And it becomes normal, right? You got a guy calls and tells them that they know the married couple, but the married couple died. And her brother's freaking out now. She's like, oh my God, they died? Like, I'm sorry. If you grew up watching paranormal, these people are dead. Like, anyone who, like, these people are dead. They didn't just, like, LOL this fucking shit off and send you on an email so you could play it on your podcast. Like, that's not what happened here. So the brother's starting to freak out. And the guy tells them that basically they were found dead. The baby was found dead. The wife put the baby into a bag and I guess fucking splattered it against the wall. And when the cops came, there was a bunch of like drawings of dead babies. Take note that she has been scribbling, just fucking scribbling since she's been doing these podcasts, I want to say since like recording 7. So you're like thinking, okay, maybe she's drawing dead babies. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of given that was what they were getting at, but I don't know. They showed a scribble and they weren't really showing like the whole photo, it was like just like little sketches that didn't really go together. So I guess like your first sight of it, you wouldn't think she's also drawing dead babies. So they're getting into it. They talk to their guy. He tells them that the people are dead and they hang up, right? So all of a sudden, another lady calls and she's like, yeah, I went to school with, one of the people, the couple. And then they get into it. Well, as they're talking, they like all of a sudden the lady turns into the demon and fucking you hear like, I am a Bulu, and like fucking things start flickering. Time starts fucking reversing. And so her brother's freaking out. She's freaking out. She still has her headphones. She's hearing thumps in her house. Like, I'm sorry. At this point, I'd be turning off the lights and running the fuck out. Of course, she's like, no. Her brother's like, what's going on? And the phones are going fucking ballistic. They're getting phone calls. It's insane. So all of a sudden, Evie is like, holy shit. She takes all of her fucking drawings and she starts spreading them out. And of course, they all line up to looking like a dead baby. So all these noises are happening. It gives you fucking anxiety when you watch it in the theater. You're just like, what the fuck? And as you're like sitting there and the house is going fucking ape shit, she like goes upstairs to her mom, which is the scariest part of this fucking movie. The mom's room is frightening. There was a scene where, her mom falls on the ground and she gets up. Well, her mom had like this mirror with a bunch of hands on it. And basically it was like the saint of, I don't know, fucking babies or whatever. Basically the saint or that demon, it was representing that. And she goes to hide into a closet. And you see the fucking mom moving and making noises. And then she goes back. And then they go to this episode, the last episode. And again, all of a sudden she like hears the door opening and closing, her fucking mom. And then she like goes into the room and her mom's in the bed and she hears something in the bathroom. And she goes into the bathroom. And this is where I had to look down. I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm hearing the noises and the noises they fuck with you really bad. And I'm like, I'm not gonna look up. Fuck, but I want to see the movie. So then I look up and you see the lady fucking sit up. And then you see the lady stand up. And then you see this daughter turn around and goes, Mom? And you just get fucking noises, just a flash of noises, a flash of visuals. You see like her head is in a fucking bag and all bloody. And then you hear someone falling down the stairs. And then like all this shit is going on and it pans up to the stairs and the whole wall is covered in dead babies, right? So here, I feel like the ending could be like interpreted into two different elements, right? So you're thinking that Evie is gonna like end up killing her fucking unborn baby, right? Like, that's it. Or I don't know, part of me thought maybe the mom was gonna do that. But when I thought that the mother was going to do that, I didn't think about the fact that she is her daughter. So, like, the mother's dying. So I didn't even put her into I thought, like, she was going to, I don't know, the demon was going to do something. Or I didn't think the fucking mom was physically going to murder her daughter. And then, obviously, she naturally died. So the ending is basically the mom killing the daughter And please let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong and if I'm going off a ledge here. And if I am wrong, you can let me know in the comments, in the chat. You can let me know via voice if you go to listen to our podcast on Spotify, our radio. I believe one of those has a little mic that you guys could talk to us on. But I think that the mother killed the daughter to also kill her unborn child. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect that. I thought the demon was going to get more involved when it came with murdering uh her unborn baby. I don't know. I kept thinking more of like culty movies where they have like the chick tied up and everyone's surrounding her and like the demon like digs out the baby out of her like, vajaj. But like I don't think I didn't think that the mom was going to come out like a fucking zombie and, suffocate the girl. So, yeah, and then all of a sudden you hear uh you know a rustle, a bustle, and then just silence. And then that's it. Like that's the end. That's the end of the movie. Um, it was insane. And like I said, the story I think is cool. Could have they've gone deeper into the story? I don't know. I kind of like the fact that they didn't go too deep into the story. I like, the nursery rhyme thing or the demon was pretty self-explanatory. She can't have babies. She wants you to fucking murder your baby. Whoop, and that's it. But yeah, I like that. It makes me want to actually Google it in real life. Is this a thing? Yada yada yada. But I give this movie 1 out of 5 stabbies. I'm giving it 5. I honestly thought this movie was gonna get a good old 2. I was gonna do a quick review and then say fuck it, but it is a good fucking movie. It's incredible. It really is. It's a good fucking movie. I will encourage everyone to go look at it. But that being said, you guys know what time it is? You remember when I said that there was some stuff I wanted to update? Well, here we go. It is time for reviews.
With a sharpened wit and wicked time, come review bad reviews with Stabby Time.
This is something you never wanted. I know. That was a little loud. I should have adjusted that before I played it. But you're welcome, folks. We are here to review your bad reviews. Thank you, IMDb, for providing these colorful, educational pieces of paper. And of course, I thought I was prepared, and apparently I am not. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I had my papers here, and now they're not. They're gone. Oh, here we are. There we go. There we go. I am prepared. Look at that. So we are gonna start with this lovely review. Let IMDb. This is the one thing I didn't do before I started my podcast. Naughty. This is how you could tell that I've been off the game for a bit. All right, Undertone. So I love reading people's bad reviews. Mainly because I believe that as someone who does review movies, I feel as though I am more realistic with my reviews. This type of movie surprised me. And to be fair, it surprised me because of a lot of reasons. It surprised me because this is not a movie I would naturally gravitate to when it comes to actually reviewing it or liking it. So I was pleasantly surprised. I usually love the corny and the gory, but you know, it is what it is. So we are going to read uh Nature wait, Nature Nomads review of Undertone, which is titled More Like Underwhelming and Overhyped. So get ready. By the way, this helped out apparently 62 people. I'm glad. Shout out to the 29 people that actually gave it a thumbs down, because you'll hear what I mean. So it starts off with Undertone starts with a premise that actually pulls you in. And for about 10 minutes, I thought I might be watching something interesting. Then it slams on the brakes and just sits there and sits there. I'm a huge fan of slow burn horror. I don't know if that's category. But a slow burn still has to eventually ignite. This never does. It just smothers pointless for the entire runtime. Apparently, the movie thinks the concept of caring for elderly people is supposed to be terrifying. I mean, it can be. You know, we have Bates Motel, just saying. If your idea of horror, maybe this will work for you. If that's your idea of horror, that is what, yeah, okay. For everyone else, it's just dull. I didn't outright hate the movie while I was watching it, but I do hate is the ridiculous hype machine online claiming this is the scariest thing ever made. When Reddit and horror Twitter, he got called you guys out, just so you know, starts throwing around phrases like most terrifying movie of the decade. You expect something that actually delivers. Instead, you get a film that feels like I forgot to include the scary part. I have a theory, though, of this person's bad review, but we're going to finish it off because he's got like fucking 4 other paragraphs going. All right. The end is especially embarrassing. It feels less like a filmmaker telling a story and more like someone pitching ideas for a gimmicky haunted house attraction. Then the movie just fades to black, like it ran out of ideas and decided to quit. Apparently, he didn't get the ending of this movie, which is insane since it's pretty self-explanatory what the ending was, but he obviously was sleeping by then. His next paragraph goes on to say, mainstream audiences are absolutely going to hate this movie, and honestly, I can't blame them. The director clearly thinks he's making something bold and artistic, but it comes to actually scares, he's completely out of his depth. By the time the credits roll and 7 people in the theater all collectively booed, I fucking doubt that. That pretty much sums it up. So, my theory. People that don't like this movie have to be tone deaf. Right? They have to be tone deaf. It's the only reason why. Oop, wrong screen. Only reason why you don't understand the scary part. Because, like, if you're tone deaf and you can't hear the movie, maybe you don't understand it's scary. So that's my theory on that. That is my only theory for that review. I mean, I honestly, for all these reviews, because we have got to move on to the next one, which is funny because what I said was the most terrifying thing, this person says is not. And I would hope that they know what they're talking about since their name is Movie Critics 86, which is also telling me they're around my age. I'm a lot older. I'm like 5 years older than this person. That's like the year they were born. So it's the beginning. By the way, the other person said I didn't hate this movie, which is confusing because all the reviews we're reviewing are 1-star reviews. So if you didn't hate the movie completely, why give it a strict 1? And this is why I love doing this. So, movie critic, tell us what's up. So they title this, A Sleeping Granny is Not Scary. I feel like people have not hung out with a lot of old people. Especially when it is dark. Because I'm going to tell you right now, old people be scary. So, yeah. They begin by starting and saying, I am seriously considering drafting a petition to have the actors, producers, writers, and directors and the studio issue a formal apology to the public for creating this movie, whilst also providing not only a refund to each paying moviegoer, but also signing off their rights to ever go to work on or anywhere near a film set again indefinitely. This is why I picked this review. They were very passionate. I'm tongue-tied. That's how stupid we've already started with this. Their next paragraph goes on and says, I am 100% positive that whatever approved this release of this to the general public owed a writer-director a favor or signed off on gunpoint. It is America. That could have been possible, but I doubt it because it's a great movie. To even think that blinking lights, a scary picture on a TV, frantic phone calls, whispers of audio, and sleeping old ladies that poops herself in bed, I think we get that because she's old, would be the least bit scary is beyond my imagination. This is not 1960. Apparently, in 1960, they should know because they're movie critics. They filmed a lot of old people shitting themselves. I am going to have to investigate this more. Also, a lot of that shit they described is in a lot of movies. Let's see. Scary Picture on TV, The Ring, Poltergeist. Fucking Freddy came out of a TV. He was also in a video game. Let's see. There's like a plethora of scary TVs and a lot of famously scary movies that are still popular till this day. Frantic phone calls. Scream. That phone one where you had to fucking answer, you were gonna die. I mean, shit. Black Mirror had that phone one too. That's fucking terrifying. There are a lot. Oh, The Ring, 7 Days. Whispers of audio. That's what paranormal was just audio. And sleeping old ladies. Do we need to just keep listing these movies of horror movies? But you know what? I'm not a professional movie critic, so I will proceed and read the paragraphs that they wrote. If you happen to read these reviews before deciding whether to see the movie, please don't. You will not be scared. You will be bored, and you will be wondering why you didn't just listen and see something else. Bride would have been sufficient. I'm guessing they didn't like Bride because they're downing Bride while also downing this movie. I wonder what horror movies this person does enjoy. This is without a doubt the worst movie of all time. Absolutely, positively, nothing memorable about it aside from the fact that people stayed in the theater after it ended, most likely discussing how terrible the film actually was like, myself and my friend. Unfortunately, great marketing for this film has duped the masses, and I will also be sending a petition to Hollywood about that. Oh, a lot of suburban white person vibes here, by the way. It should be illegal to market a film that bad. I'd rather the ad just read or say anywhere, like in medicine commercials, the side effects of watching this film at the end may cause drowsiness, may cause erectile dysfunction. That's how I know it's a guy. May cause phone addiction, etc. That way, you know what really you're getting into. So, besides the old lady, which I feel like movie critic here is very against, because there's no actual review here. It is just them going off on the actual director and actors and writers and anyone who's involved in the movie. They didn't obviously pay attention to the story or gave a fuck about it. But like I said, this is why I love reading these reviews, because when people see reviews of their work, you know, as independent artists or even mainstream, sometimes you gotta just read the bad reviews and look at it with a clear mind. Some of these people didn't even pay attention to your shit anyways. And all they're doing is writing a ginormous fucking bad review that doesn't actually review the movie. It's just him having some midlife crisis rant about how he's mad that an old lady shitting herself was in a movie. Like, I'm pretty sure the old lady defecating was what set him off. That female's old and defecating. You mean I don't get to see anyone with big old titties being possessed by a demon? Son of a bitch. I fucking hate this movie. I hate this movie so bad. Like, that is what I imagine. That is what I imagine. Now, I will end the reviews with a shorty, because we all like shorties in here. And let's thank A Visuals. I'm not gonna lie, the reason I picked this review is because it says A Visuals, and it's a bad review about a movie that doesn't have a lot of visuals. So I'm gonna assume, yeah, they probably don't like it. Yeah, and 11 people this was helpful for. So yeah. So it's A Visuals -050002. Thank you, Matrix. And they're titled Loud Noises Doesn't Mean Scary. Maybe I'm going to go back to the tone deaf thing. I'm going to go back to maybe these people are tone deaf, right? Or maybe I'm just so like neurodivergent that like noises are so 3D to me, it's fucking terrifying. And that was their goal. That's what they wanted to get to. All the neuro kids. Boop boop. Like, yeah. So it says loud noises doesn't mean scary. This movie was lazy. It was like Timu Hereditary. It was just loud and stressful. Yeah, did you catch that? Loud and stressful? So you did feel the music. You did. The sounds made you feel something. But in an annoying way, they say. The woman drawing with crayons, like subconsciously, wow, I can't speak. You know what I mean. Making some monster thing. Bitch, it's a baby. The fucking in the movie says she's drawing dead babies. It's a baby. Literally, they say it's a baby. People drawing dead babies. So again, thanks for not paying attention to the movie. She proceeds to say, it's been done a million times. I hate this movie. None of it really made sense. And I think that was intentional. Like, when a good movie has me wondering what I just watched, this movie made me wish I had it. Okay. So Cliff Notes, folks, for the people who did not like this movie. And shout out to A Visuals, movie critic, and Nature Nomad for your great reviews. So the movie is meant to make you feel stressed. It's meant to make you feel overwhelmed and stressed, and you want to feel what these people are going through. Like, that is what it's meant to do. So, I mean, yeah, you felt what they aimed for. And the story is about how they were playing these tapes and finding out how this couple died. In turn, also finding out that they were summoning a demon that kills pregnant women, which is Evie, the host of Undertone. Like, so yeah. And then the fucking demon basically kills fucking their kids. So in the end, the demon possesses her mother and ends up killing her and her baby. Thus, taking two birds with one stone. So yeah, if you didn't understand what it was, go rewatch it. But I loved it. This is one of my very, I was gonna say rare, but it's not rare. Maybe it is rare. I don't know. I've never counted my county scores, my Stabby scores. But this is definitely a 5 Stabby. I would recommend going to check it out. It was amazing. I would see it again. I would definitely see it again. It's one of my faves, one of my faves. So, that being said, I have some fun news. So I played a part in a indie horror movie short that is coming out called Sin. It's made by Ashlyn Thomas. Best group of people, amazing experience. I play the mysterious character for a few seconds that is basically like a walking up and delivering a cursed item to these people that basically are having a New Year's Eve party. It's fun. It's fun. I've never been on like a closed, very like small set like this, and I love it. Everyone was amazing. We all followed each other. Like, I can't wait. Some girl was in a movie called Kombucha, by the way. This movie you have to watch. I was showing it on my Discord. Sorry to those that are not part of our Discord, but if you want, by the way, let's hold up for a minute. If you want, you could support us and join our community nights over here. I got a QR code over there, right there. You could join our community nights. I love showing horror movies, so we all watched Kombucha. It was amazing. It was fucking hilarious. It was very, very good. All I could tell you is a lady breastfeeds a man with kombucha coming out of her titties. So that being said, I met a lot of great people. It was a blast. I was like meant to just go there, do my thing, and I was going to take photos. I have more photos coming, by the way. I have more photos behind the scenes of the deaths. I'm not showing it yet. These are the ones that I'm safely showing right now, these photos. Like, it's not really showing much of anything, but I wanted to show you guys a little taster. But if you're part of our Patreon, you'll be able to see all the photos and all the videos and commentary. And I will be calling these people on to the show and getting to know them better in their work, because they're all amazing, cool people, and it was a blast. So yeah, you guys are gonna see me in a short. It's just the beginning of my dead person #1 career, you know what I mean? But the funniest part of it was I'm getting ready, right? The photo went away. No. So as I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm watching them set up this fog machine, right? With like these materials. And I'm like, I don't know, man. this ain't looking right. This ain't looking right. Oh no. Here, let me try to take this off, maybe. There we go. It looks like birth control, right? So that was we were trying to figure out how to basically make those tubes need to go up to someone's shirt and spew fog into it. That's all I'm gonna say. It was hard. It was a very small bathroom that I had to go into with like 4 to 5 other people. It did work. It did work a little bit. And then it didn't work. And then it stopped working. So then I like redid it, rebuilt it. But what was happening was, since we were leaving it on for so long, it was melting. And then all that oil got onto the fog machine and it was still melting. It was just melting everything. So then now you just got like 5 people stuck in this tiny bathroom with this fog just like fucking clam baking all of you guys. It was hilarious. There's our videos of all of us coming out of the bathroom and yakking a bit, but it was a blast. Oops. See, this is what happens when I gotta host by myself. But yeah, it was a blast. Honestly, it was so much fun. I hope to work on other projects like that. And yeah, because right now I am working on finishing up another board game because it's long overdue. I'm almost done. I'm in the graphics area, making it look pretty, and then we'll proceed to do the whole, play testing and all that fun jazz. But as you guys know, I've talked to many of people about my horror movie that I want to make. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe it would just be good as a short, and then if someone loves it and they enjoy it, then we could just do a full feature one. But yeah, no, I love it. I love like being in a tiny space with a bunch of creatives and hearing their stories, and it was really a lot of fun, and everyone was just so fucking cool. Like, it's not often you get to hang out with a group of people and everyone just be chill. Everyone was chill. No one was like freaking out or being a dick. Everyone was like just fucking amazing and vibing off of each other. It was a blast. It was definitely a blast. So keep your guys' eyes out. But like I said, if you want to keep up on everything and updates from past shows, I'm going to be scheduling Bob from Bob After Dark. We're going to talk some ghost hunting, actually, especially now that there are some ghost movies that we are procuring into our grungy little gore area. So it'd be nice to have a ghost hunter on here and talk about what is real in the movies and what is not. We also went ghost hunting, and we're about to go ghost hunting in my work. So there might be opportunity for you guys to come to my job and ghost hunt in a movie theater. Yay! And by the way, life update. If you guys did not know, my old job, Wonderverse, SP is not going to say their full name because, I had to sign paperwork, closed down. So I am now working for Hollywood Boulevard in Woodridge, Illinois. I am their marketing manager. But yeah, it was a very sad transition. I miss the work. I miss the creativity, and I miss it. So at least this time around, I'm in a movie theater. So I still get to enjoy, we're retheming theaters. I get to build again. So it's good. It's good. It was a good transition. A lot of things have been like aiming at me lately. A lot of things have been like coming very quickly towards, life and me and my cafe. I found a storefront that I could afford that has all the hookups. So I'm trying to hurry and see if I could get that going, or if it's a possibility I could get it going. So I have like a lot of projects happening. I am going to be more constant. We're going to go back to our once a month shows again. I cannot wait. There are a lot of movies. So I know that next month we have the Silence of the Lambs 35th anniversary coming up. So that is going to be what our next podcast is going to be about. We're going to get some people on. We're going to talk about the Silence of the Lambs, you know, franchise. And yeah, I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be talking about horror movies. I can't wait to have some special guests on here. I hope you guys do enjoy the changes that I'm making. And I will see you guys later. And remember, folks, stay stabby. My stream. The stream's not playing. No. All right, guys. Here we go again. Stay stabby.